gal. Hi, Sheila. Thank you guys for joining me. Happy February. Happy Love Month. So today we are going to be working on some Valentine or Galentine earring designs. We are going to be using the new Valentine Passion Bead Mix over at softflexcompany.com and the Valentine Passion Trios also at softflexcompany.com. I think we've got like a little under 20 of the mixes left, and the trios are a gorgeous color palette of antique brass color, purple amethyst, and red coral soft flex beading wire in our medium diameter 0.019. Should check and make sure everyone can hear me okay before I keep going. So hopefully I sound okay, since we had some technical sound issues last week. If you just want to give me a A-okay, sound is fine. Thank you, Damien at Softflex Company. All right, good. I'm glad. I was like, before I start talking away, let me make sure my sound is good. Hey, Abby. Hi, Deborah. So we've got a special flash sale. I should start by saying we've been doing a spend $55, get a free bead strand with your order over at softflexcompany.com this past week, and we sold out of the free bead strand, which was the Pretty as a Peacock. You guys totally loved it, and it just flew off the shelves. I mean, we couldn't even believe it. I was busy working at 10 p.m. on Saturday night to swap the deal, and then we swapped it so that you spend $55 and you get a free Valentine Passion purple bead strand with your order. And that is almost out. We've only got 5 of those strands left, so there'll only be 5 more people that can get that free strand with their $55 or over order. That goes on until tomorrow, Tuesday, which is February 2nd. And we have a new sale that we launched today. So we're doing a flash 2-day sale because we were anticipating that our second purple bead strand might go out of stock, and we just want to keep the deals coming. So so we've got a we just got a brand new shipment of our magical crimping pliers. We have these in regular and ergonomic. And 2-day flash sale starting today and ending tomorrow, February 2nd. If you buy 2 trios of the multicolor trios, so we have a product online that houses all the different types of multicolor trios. Damien just shared the link here. If you purchase 2 of those, you will get one of these magical crimping pliers for free with your order. And this is the regular one that you'll get for free. And you can also purchase the ergonomic version if you want the ergonomic version. Hi, Philomena, thanks for joining us. So I'll be using the magical crimping pliers today. I'll be using the Valentine Passion Trios. If you purchase 2 trio packs, you will get those magical crimping pliers for free. That's a great deal. They're $19.95 value. And the other tool I'll be using is my Italian flush cutters. So this is a great pair of flush cutters. These are about $30, so a little bit above your basic cutters, but not too expensive, really nice quality. And so if you're looking for a good cutter, that's a great one. These 2 tools are what Sarah and I use most of the time. I mean, you can find us probably using this on almost every design that we are working on. So great to have in your toolbox. And I am going to talk a little bit about our kit, about the Great Bead Extravaganza coming up this weekend, and then we're going to get busy making some earrings. So hi Terry, thanks for joining us. Let me turn you guys down to my beading table and we'll get going. Let's see if I missed anybody. Fern is here and Joyce is here. Deb. Great to see everyone. Nancy and Barbara. Awesome. I am playing with a new setup. Pretty soon I'm going to be streaming this Free Spirit Beading series over on the Softflex Company Facebook page as well as the YouTube page. I was hoping to do it today, but I was waiting on a piece of equipment and it just did not arrive in time. So hopefully the next time we're here for Free Spirit Beading, I will have that all set up. I will not be here next Monday. We are doing the Great Bead Extravaganza this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you're not going to find me here on Monday. I'll be taking the day to rest, and I'll be back with you the following Monday. Joyce says she loves her magical crimping pliers. They really are great. I love them too. So here is just a preview of our schedule. If you haven't joined us yet in the group, it's on Facebook. It's called the Great Bead Extravaganza. There's also a Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube channel. So some presenters will stream to the YouTube channel as well. We're hoping to do that as well as the Facebook group, but everything is happening in the Facebook group. So if you're not in the group, you will end up missing some things. But if you're not on Facebook at all, you can always join us on the YouTube channel, the Great Bead Extravaganza, and catch a few of the presenters there. So on Friday, February 5th, that's this Friday, join us for a desert walk at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, and a project preview at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern with your favorite designers. So we are calling this our Tucson edition. Usually the Tucson Gem Show is going on in Tucson, Arizona at this time. It's a huge gem show, bead show, lots of great stuff. But with the pandemic right now, some people are canceled, some shows are postponed. And so we decided to take it virtual. And that is why we're going to be doing a fun desert walk with our friend Brenda, who lives in Tucson. She's going to give us a little walk around town, and then we're going to do a project preview in the evening. And then Saturday and Sunday is when you'll find all the events. We'll start at 8 a.m. Pacific time and end at 5:45 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday. And then on Sunday, 8 a.m. Pacific, and then we'll end at 4:30 Pacific. You can find Sarah and I with Softflex Company on Saturday. We will be presenting from 1 to 2 Pacific time, which is 4 to 5 Eastern. So we look forward to seeing you guys over in the group this weekend, and it should be a really fun event. There'll be new products, there'll be specials, there'll be presentations, demonstrations, classes, that kind of thing. So it's a mix. We are a collective. There's no one company that's in charge of this event. We work together and everyone is in charge of their own presentation, promotion, demonstration that they are working on. So really, really fun. Yeah, it sounds really nice. Oh, you guys have snow. Yeah, I just talked to my sister right before our video today, and she is in New York, and she said they are just covered in snow. They've got a snow day today and tomorrow. So before we get started, we'll just do a little quick look at this kit here. At softflexcompany.com, we do a monthly design kit. This one is the Valentine Passion, And this one's totally sold out. It is the one that I'm going to be working with during the Great Bead Extravaganza. So if you have this kit, you can make along with me. If you don't have this kit, you can still adapt the design that I'm showing with beads that you may have in your own bead stash. So don't fear. I don't think it's anything that you can't do with other beads and stuff you may have. This was last month's kit, so it's totally sold out. This month is Pretty as a Peacock. That is our new kit, and it's currently 88% sold out in less than a week. We cannot believe it. So if you have not picked that one up, they are going fast. So I just want to give you a word of caution. They are going quickly. So our mystery kits come with a selection of beads. You'll get some bead strands. You'll get a bead mix that we have worked with our friends over at Jesse James Beads to color coordinate with what our theme of the month. You'll get a selection of findings, ear wires, a clasp, some crimps. They're always Softflex company crimp tubes, and you'll get a spool of Softflex wire. And then there's usually other surprises we add on in there. Deborah says I'm blurry. I'm looking at my video on another screen, and it seems okay. So maybe you're having a connection that's slowing you down. I know you said you have snow there, so it's possible you've got a little snowy thing going on. I'll try and zoom in a little bit more. Maybe that'll help too. So all of our kits come with everything you need except the tools. And if you were to pick up a pair of flush cutters and a pair of crimpers, you would be all set to make a ton of jewelry with these bead mixes. You can always add more of your other stuff, but it's great for beginners because you don't need anything else other than those two tools to get started. And for us seasoned beaders, we can, incorporate all sorts of different things we have in our stash. A lot of fun. When you open up a mystery kit, if you are on Facebook, come join us in the Softflex VIB studio group on Facebook and share what you make. Everyone shares what they're working on each month after the reveal, and it is always a lot of fun to see all the different things and all the different ways people are creative with the same materials. The reveal is usually the last Wednesday of the month at Softflex Company's Facebook page, and it will be on the YouTube channel from here on out as well. We just ask that you don't share anything from the kit until the reveal has happened, and then it's free game to share for those of us that like to be surprised. We just ask you to wait. Let's see if I missed any comments here. Clear, looks good. Okay, great. Lydia, she ordered her peacock bead mix, waiting excitedly for it to arrive. Awesome. Oh, Deborah says no snow here. Oh, you're in Israel, so yeah, you're not having any snow. So if you were to get the Valentine Passion Kit, you would get a spool of our red coral Softflex beading wire in medium, 10 feet. You got the Valentine Passion bead mix, which is what I'm working with today. This is just a little sample of some of the beads in that mix. There was a few check strands that I have already cut up, so I have them in baggies now because I've been working with them. So this is a strand of check glass beads in these deep red tones. It's kind of got a little bit of a matte side and a shiny side. There is this lovely strand of red seed beads, a nice deep red. I know, beads are the best, aren't they? It's so fun to chat and take a look at all these fun beads. These are little flower tulip like bead caps. I haven't worked with these yet, so I'm excited to do something with those. I don't have too many things like that in my bead stash usually, so that'll be fun. This was a purple strand of check beads. It's like a smoky purple, and it has a little bit of a metallic finish on one side. You can see how that sort of sparkles, however you show it. And then these were another strand of red. My nail polish matches. Strand of red with a little bit of a metallic gold flash on one side of it. So these were all full strands. I've just been working with these beads, so this is what I've got left. Some gold fire polish. These are like a matte gold, really pretty. Some gold-filled crimp tubes. These are 2x2 millimeter Soft Flex Company crimp tubes. They are double the wall thickness of most on the market and seamless. Fantastic with our beading wire. And then we've got some ear wires in here and a lobster clasp. And I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of what we will be working on during the Great Bead Extravaganza. So I am going to be sharing this 3-strand bracelet design tutorial with you using the red coral beading wire here on one of the strands, looping it around, and then 2 simply strung strands as well. And then you get this awesome heart came with the kit too. So the only thing I added that did not come in the kit for this bracelet design is this is one of our maker's clasp, hammer tone maker's clasp in the antique brass color. So you just bring your own toggle, and I added some jump rings. I've got 4 jump rings in total. So those are the only things that I didn't have in the kit that I added into this design. And we're gonna do this together on Saturday. But you see how I said you can, if you didn't get the Valentine Passion Kit, you can still create something similar with what you have. And if you did get the kit, hopefully you will make this along with me. I love that this charm has something on both sides too. Really, really pretty. And that is from our friends over at TierraCast, made in the USA. Their charm and the toggles that we carry are both from them. So there's your sneak peek. And I see you guys are talking about all sorts of stuff. Here we've got, oh yeah, the roses and the tassels. Such a romantic, Deborah. They are so pretty. Dorothy is waiting for her peacock kit, can hardly wait. Yeah, it's gonna be a great kit. I love those peacock colors. They are just totally my jam. Okay, so in addition to all of that stuff, you would get the Valentine Passion bead mix in the kit as well. And if you did not get the kit, but you wanna make our earrings, we do have the Valentine Passion bead mix available for purchase at softflexcompany.com. And we are gonna make some dangle earrings with them. I've got this one here with this gorgeous tassel. All of these beads are from the Valentine Passion bead mix. We're gonna make this one. We're gonna make this one. So 3 different styles of dangle earrings. And we're gonna make this little hoop as well. And I'm using the wire from the Valentine Passion Trios. We're gonna do one in red, one in purple, and then I've got two in the antique brass, but maybe we'll look at what this would look like in a different color too. So which one should we do first? Let's see if I can move these up a little bit. Deb says the hoop. Deb at Dahlia Designs. Oh, we got another for the hoop. All right, we will do the hoop. So here the hoop, I did it with the antique brass wire. Do you want me to keep with the antique brass wire, or do you want to see it in another color? We've got the antique brass, the purple, or the red. So I can stick with the antique brass, or I can use the purple or the red. And I'm gonna grab some ear wires because I just realized I don't have any. We've got let's see, we've got one purple, one red, two purples, three purples, antique brass, brass so it'll match, another red, another brass. So what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 purple, 3 red, and 3 brass. So that's where we're at right now. It looks like purple is our winner. And I'll probably make another one with antique brass to match later on. I just figured if you wanted to see it in a different color. Oh, I have some antique brass ear wires, so I'm gonna probably use those. All right, so for this one, it looks like purple was the winner. So let's see the difference between showing it in the antique brass that I did here and then how it looks with purple. If you're new to Softlex beading wire is a stainless steel beading wire. This is 49 strands of stainless steel, micro braided, and then colored and coated in nylon. It's super flexible and strong. I'll just cut a little piece to work with here, about maybe 4 inches. I would wear this front facing. So I would attach my ear wire here and wear it front facing. But you could bend your ear wire and go this way if you wanted to. But normally I do the hoops this way. So I've got a piece of beading wire. I'm gonna take out two 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. And find my beads. So we've got this nice big red one in the center, these bead caps and purple pearly beads, and then this antique brass looking bead on the end. And all of these are from the Valentine Passion bead mix. So there's one side. And then I'll add my crimp tube. And then we'll do the other side. So I use 2 crimps so that I can crimp on either end, and it gives me a nice symmetry on the end of my hoop. You can also crimp at the top. I know I've seen Sarah use 2 crimps here and then put the ear wire in the center, or you can put your crimp at the center of your bottom of your hoop and just use the one, and you could like go up on either side. Lilia, I don't have piercings, but I would go for the front face wearing. Yeah, I think you would just need to, so the front face, I like it like this, especially when I make them kind of smaller or medium size. They look nice in the front. If I were to bead all the way up, then maybe it would look okay on this side and have it be side facing. And then you could just twist your ear wire. Okay, so I'm taking the right end and I'm sliding it into the crimp on the left, just like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side so I can get, I always find I do this easier when I'm not on camera for some reason. So let's pull this down. There we go. And you could put a little bead stopper on here to hold your place too. That's sometimes helpful. So now I'm going to put the other wire down on this side. And then I'm going to just even out my shape. You can make them bigger or smaller. And I just kind of wiggle it around until I've got my wires. I have 2 wires here, so I want them to be kind of close together. And then I wait until I'm comfortable with the shape I've got. This one looks like it might be a little bit smaller than my first one. Close, but just a tad smaller. And I'm gonna start by crimping this side because it's got a shorter piece of wire. And so let's put this one in place first so that it doesn't pop out. So I'm going to use my magical crimpers and I'm going to place that crimp tube right in the center notch of the crimping pliers. Give them a good squeeze. It'll pinch the 4 corners. We're going to turn it 90 degrees and then squeeze it again. Go around a few times. And again, you get this tool for free if you were to buy 2 of the Trios 3-pack. So the Trios 3-pack comes with 3 different colors of soft flex beading wire, all in 10 feet each. So it's a total of 30 feet of wire. So now that I have this one done, I just push all my beads to go up to that crimp, and then I'm gonna fiddle with that one more time. Make sure my wires are nice and together, and then I can place my crimp right in the center of that crimping plier. Give it a squeeze on this side, 90 degrees, and then pop around. And I didn't really even need to trim any on that short side because I went right up to the end. And then I'm going to trim off the tail on this side. So a little note about using 2 wires. So sometimes I like to use 2 wires because it adds a little bit extra color to your hoop. But sometimes they can kind of get out of whack. You see how this one is a little bit tighter than this one. This one's a little out of whack. I still am okay with it. But afterwards, if I decide I really want it to be a little bit neater, you can just trim one of these away. And so just to give you that tip, but you do want 2 in there when you're crimping because your crimp tool wants 2 strands of soft flex beading wire in there to be able to make a proper crimp. So any less than that and it's not really going to make its crimp. So you have to have the 2 to get the crimping going, but then you can cut one away if you want to kind of clean it up, or you can leave the 2 wires if you want to make it a little thicker in color and if you're happy with how those wires turned out. Hi, Brenda. Yeah, you came a little bit late. Yes, it will be recorded and you can start it from the beginning once I'm done with the live. Thank you for sharing that, Lydia. And it'll be here in the Softflex YouTube channel. And then I'm just gonna use the end of my magical crimpers. There's like a flat part here between the notch and the end that you can use as a chain nose plier to pop open your ear wire and then twist it back closed. Pamela, I have never made a ring. It's a good it's a good question. I've never tried, but it could be a ring. I guess if I were to do something in a very similar way, I worry that I would actually not be able to get the sizing right, but hey, that could be really neat. I don't have one of those ring mandrels, but if you did, maybe working it around the mandrel would help. That is a cool idea. I've never made any rings in wire or soft flex. So that would be something fun to try. So there's it in purple and there's it in antique brass. And what's great about having the trio mix, you could do one pair in purple, 1 pair in brass, 1 pair in red, and have a similar style with just switching out different beads from your mix to make your hoops. Yeah, what a great idea. I love the ring idea. All right, so which one is next? Lydia says if you use size 15 seed beads on the loop, the ring will slide on and off easily. So you can do that when you're doing earring hoops too. You can always add some seed beads all the way up the backside. But yeah, that's a great idea. I'm gonna have to try that. And we got some really pretty red seed beads in the mix. I totally love these tassels. I thought this was a really fun rose piece here in the mix. It has little crystals on the inside. This beautiful big purple bead and then this sweet little heart at the top. Let's do that one. I did this one with the red wire. I thought it would be fun to kind of have the little red wire peeking. So for this one, I usually cut about, I don't know what this is, maybe 4 to 5 inches for when I do earrings. It's plenty of wire. And for this one, I just used 1 crimp tube. Again, I'm only using the 2x2 millimeter size of crimp tubes because they are the size that works with our magical crimping tool. So I'm just gonna find where kind of the tip is here. And you can slide this wire in any of these openings, which is a lot of fun. So you can do something with this, making it a connector on either end for a bracelet or earring, having a drop at the bottom. And then you can connect all around. This was a really fun component in in the mix this time. I don't think we've had this in any of our previous mixes. I think this is something kind of new for us. So we're gonna make a loop. I went through this rose cage bead and back up through the crimp tube to create this loop, and then I'm just gonna pull on one of the wires. And actually, no, I didn't do that. I didn't add a crimp there, so I don't even need to do that. Let's take that off. You could do that if you wanted to, though. Okay, so on this one, I ended up saving myself a crimp. And I just pushed this purple bead, since it was kind of big, down to the bottom. There we go. But if you wanted that little crimp down there, you could always add that too. So the purple bead is going on both strands and creating that loop there around the cage. Then I'm using this little potato chip spacer bead. See how it's kind of like a little wobbly spacer. I love that. And when you have it facing up, I have the little divot on that spacer bead facing up. Then your heart kind of sits right in there. The bottom part of your heart sits right in there. I thought that was really cute. And then lastly, we'll add our crimp tube, and then we will go back down to create a loop. Like a Victorian collar. Yeah, I love those spacers too, Paula. They're really cute. Well, and then we're just gonna pull our wire down. I just want to check that my loop down at the bottom is where I want it to be. It's nice and tight like it is on this one. You could always leave it looser if that's what you want, but I want to match what I did over here. And I am going to slide the crimp inside my tool. I'm going to close it, but I'm not going to squeeze. And I'm going to show you guys why. Let me grab, let's see where I put it. Okay. So I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers. You can also just use your fingers. And you can use, so I haven't squeezed my crimp tube. I'm just kind of holding it in place. And this way, if I want to make that loop a little smaller, I can tug it down a little bit. And if I want to slide my crimp closer to that top bead, I can grab a hold of this loop here and slide that down so that I can just kind of position everything before I crimp. And I made a really tiny loop on that one. So I just want to come down just a smidge more. And then I feel like I'm all right. So just checking I have my crimp in there okay, and then I'm going to squeeze now that I'm happy with all of my looping. And then using my flush cutter, I'm going to take that flat side, go right up to the crimp, making sure I'm not cutting my loop and just cutting off the tail. Abby is making dinner. I totally get it, Abby. You'll have to put dinner in the oven and then come back and watch it later. So we've got our second dangle done. And then you just use your chain nose pliers or your crimping plier tips and just twist that open. You can slide on your loop and then twist it back closed. And there's our second earring. I love how I have all of these earrings and I still have a ton of beads left over here. I'll put the ear wire on that one later. So, want to do the heart one next? This one has this really pretty bead at the bottom that has a gold side, and then on this side it's really got like a purpley pink. I love that with the purple and the red bead, heart bead. And on this one I had used purple wire. What did you guys think of the purple and the red together for Valentine's Day? I think it's the first time we kind of combined. It's like a purple. I love this raspberry too. So purple, red, and raspberry together. So pretty. I love how it's like super passionate, but it's not overly, I guess, girly feeling. I don't know. Is that? Love these colors together. Yay. That is really it's so much fun to work on these kits and come up with color schemes and see what something new we could put together. It's like an endless supply of colors. It worked really well. It's not a combo that you've tried before, Deborah, but it's very pretty together. Well, good. I'm glad we had you try something new. Okay, so on this design, I did put a crimp on the bottom and a crimp on the top. And one thing I noticed is I did have to make this loop a little bit larger. When I first tried to do this earring design, I made it a little tighter, and this bead was kind of like, it was just too stiff. It needs a little bit looser of a loop to hang in a nice way, in my opinion. Well, just a note. When I was working, I had to cut it free and try that one again. Becky says, purple and red are my favorite colors. They are beautiful together. So in this design, I just want to make one strand longer than the other because I'm going to crimp and then trim away the little tail and then just work with this strand. So see, there I was trying to do it. I almost did it too tight again. Let's see, about there. Susie says it's different, but I really love it. Yeah, it's nice to kind of combine some new fun colors together. I feel like it was such a hot, I do like pink and red together, like a hot pink and red I think are funny. I mean funny, not fun. Fun, not funny. A hot pink and a red I think are fun together. And I think you kind of get that feeling a little bit with this like deep raspberry, and then the purple is just like a really neat addition. And this mix even had some dark blue in there. So this is like a really dark blue. I think that complements really nicely too. Well, this wasn't my prettiest crimp. Sometimes that happens. Happens to us all. But I think I can handle it. I think I can deal. Cobalt blue and red are really pretty together. Dahlia Designs, Deb says. They are. Okay, so we've got our crimp and then one of these little purple fire polish kind of beads. And then this really pretty heart. I love how this heart has this etching on there. And it's kind of tone on tone, so it's subtle, but really pretty. You just need more outfits, I know. I will say these videos and these kits have got me picking out more colorful clothes than maybe I would have otherwise. And the good news is, if you have leftover beads, they will match the new peacock kit. That is true, especially with purple is such a great color with the peacock colors. Becky, I love that we're hopefully we're driving you crazy in the best of ways. Becky says, you guys and Jesse James beads are driving me crazy today with the beautiful beads you're showing. Yes, I do check for freedom of movement. And that was sort of what I was saying in the beginning. When I did this design before I came on the video, I had pulled this a little too tight, and this bead was not moving freely and looked kind of awkward. So I do like to make sure that it's gonna hang nicely. Should go back down my crimp here, and then I'm gonna pull my crimp close to my bead, pull it close to my bead again, sort of shimmy it down. And when I get it close enough, I'm gonna place it in my crimp and my crimp tool, and I'm not gonna squeeze just yet because this loop up here is way too big compared to this little one I made here. So I'm gonna just hold it in place and tug my wire tail down to make that loop smaller. Oh gosh, I really got small with my loops today. There we go. And then I'll squeeze it once I'm happy with where that is. These hearts are so pretty. I know we've had them before in one of Jesse James' mixes, but it was in a different color. I think it was black and white. So in that case, the heart was white, and I think the etching was black, so you could really see the design. But I do love this like tone on tone thing. I think it's so pretty. And then I'm trimming off the end of my wire. Black heart beads would be amazing. Yeah, I think we did, last year's Valentine kit was called, I think it was last year, Dark Heart. And so we had black with, I think it was pink and red and black is what we did. All right, there is earring number 3. And that is like a nice long dangle. I mean, you can stop it here if you're not into dangles and kind of just have a crimp at the end and make a little cute little heart earring. But this one sure does add the drama with that big bead at the end there. Oh, you just started with November. Well, welcome. Welcome to the kit family. They're so much fun, and they keep us all, all creative and working with all sorts of new things. And so here's my last dangle. This is like a little duster tassel. This is such a pretty tassel shape. I just love it. I think this is the front. I think that's supposed to be the front, but this side looks fine too. I think I'd be okay with it either way. It has a little bit of a seam, so that's why I think it's the back, but so pretty. And this one I did the antique brass again. I just kind of wanted to keep this one really elegant. I like the long shape. And how many crimps did I use in this one? So this one, I didn't use a crimp on the bottom. I just looped it and then I crimped it at the top. So many lovely earrings. Thank you. And there's still so many beautiful beads left. I didn't even use these, which are just adorable. I do know that sometimes these spin around when you put them in designs. So I like these using some craft wire, the hard wire wrapping wire, because then you can go around the rows and make a little connector and have it keep its shape. I've also used these in some macrame designs where I put it in the macrame bracelet, which maybe I'll do that with these. And then they stay in place too. Yes, you use these in earrings with wire and seed beads. So pretty. I think if you really like were to wire around them or make a nice little tight connector, then they'll stay facing forward. Whenever I just string them, they do kind of flip a little bit. So you got to be a little more, got to kind of think about that one a little bit. Let's see, what beads did I use here? On the bottom, I used this really pretty red that has like a metallic gold and purple, which I think was this one here. Yes, Karen, the rose would be perfect with a ring. Oh my gosh. Maybe that should be my challenge, to make a ring with those roses. That's such a good idea. So I'm just stringing the bead right on top of the wire, the beading wire, and pushing it close down to make that loop around the tassel. And then I used one of those potato chip beads again, the little spacers. This time it looks like I placed it down. That feels like a challenge for me to do a ring. I've never done that before. Oh, I should probably pull a little more wire up here. Kind of even that out. There we go. So in this one, I put the little bump facing down as opposed to facing up like in this one. And now I'm going to put this raspberry bead on top. So this is a very like red and raspberry and gold style. And then you're just gonna, when you go to crimp, I'm just gonna kind of push that down a little bit. Yeah, there is, Dorothy. And I'm not even, I mean, I'm just using the mix and the trios with the crimps right now. I mean, there's so many more pieces that I didn't even touch upon that came in that kit. I just showed them in the beginning. So if you missed the beginning, oh, where'd my crimp go? It must have slid in there. Oh my gosh, there it is. My crimp went right inside that bead. So now I got to be careful when I do that again. All right, so when you're using medium soft flex, you can fit 3 strands into these 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. Yeah, it was totally hiding. It ducked right in there. I can't believe it came out, actually. I thought I was going to have to put that one aside for later. So I have 2 wires going up through it, and then I can go back down with 1 wire, and that is my total of 3 strands fitting into that crimp tube. Squish that down. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to place my crimp in my tool. I'm not going to squeeze, so that I tend to do this more when I'm using doing a second earring, because I'm trying to match what I did the first time. So when I do a second earring, I tend to kind of hold it in place so that I can readjust it a little bit if needed. And the bottom loops look good. All right. Woo, we made it. We did 4 earrings. I was getting nervous there. I was getting nervous that I was taking way too long. And there we have our final dangle. Really fun. And this one's like a little duster. Like this one, are these the same length, I wonder? Close. Close. The tassel's just a smidge longer. Just a smidge. So 4 beautiful pairs of earrings for Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day to make for yourself, for a sweetheart, for one of your best pals. And I have all of these left in that little Valentine's Passion bead mix. So all you need to add is the crimps and your ear wires and your trio set, and you're good to go. And I know the red came with the kit, so if you got the kit, you can just do them all with the red. But I think these are some really gorgeous wire colors to have in your stash. So if you buy 2, it doesn't have to be the same color. It can be any of our colors. You just put 2 trio packs in your cart. We have a Be My Valentine one, which is the reds and pinks. We have this one, and then we have, I think we've got about 20 different color combinations or so. And you will get this tool for free. It's a $19.95 value over at softflexcompany.com. It's a flash sale, so it just went live today, and it's only through till tomorrow. Really good colors. I mean, these are just so pretty together, but great colors to have on their own too. Woo, let me flip you guys up. That was fun. I love it. Now I have all sorts of fun earrings to wear this month. So just a reminder for some of our upcoming videos this week, we've got Sarah Ayler over on the Softflex Company Facebook page, as well as here on YouTube this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have the Great Bead Extravaganza starting Friday for the preview at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have the entire event on Saturday and on Sunday. And we did factor in some breaks. So join us over in the Great Bead Extravaganza group. There's 15 minutes between each presenter so that you have a little chance to get up, get some water, get some food, take a break. And I know it's just gonna be jam-packed with fun. If you miss any of the videos, they should all be saved there. Each presenter is doing their own video, but I think on the last one, everyone saved it, nobody took it down, and so that is the expectation again this time. So if you missed any of them, there is a section in the group in the post topics that says presentations, and you just click on that and you should see them all there. If you're joining us live and you're having trouble finding the video, check the discussion area as well as the announcements area. So we're trying every time someone goes live, we try to pin it to the announcements. This way it makes it a little easier to find if it gets lost in the shuffle in the main section. So look for it there. And there is breaks this time, so it's not gonna be like the first event we had where it was back to back to back. We just didn't anticipate that you guys would love it so much and watch it like all the way through every single person. So that was something that was asked in the survey to please have some breaks. So you guys will have a few breaks in between. So just remember that when somebody ends, there may be a few minutes before the next person starts. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, very excited about GBE too. We're gonna have some brand new products we're launching. That's what Sarah's gonna be designing with. I'm gonna be designing that bracelet I showed you guys in the beginning. And then we've also got some special deals for the weekend planned too. So see you guys over there. Have a wonderful week. Happy February love month. And I won't be here next Monday, but I will be here the following Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Talk to you guys soon.